So I'm a little bit upset with myself right now. I just shot about a 30-minute video and I went to edit it, and the whole time I was shooting this video, my microphone wasn't hooked up, so there's absolutely no audio. Um, and the video was on how I harvest my garlic, and I wanted to display the homemade drying rack I made, the rack that I use for garlic and onions. And so I guess instead, what I'm gonna do, because I still want to make a little bit of content, is I'm just gonna walk you through my garden. We're gonna do a little bit of a vlog. I'm just gonna sort of shoot the shit, and if anyone has any comments, I'll try to get back to you. And but first, I want to show you that the garlic yield and that drying rack that I was talking about. So here's the this year's garlic yield, and this is the drying rack I made. It's very simple. I just made it out of old recycled wood, and I sandwiched some chicken wire in between the two pieces of wood and propped some little legs so it can stand up and let the air through. So I pulled all this garlic out of the bed behind me here, and what I did is I just laid it out on the rack, kind of with the bulbs in the middle like so, and then I just sprayed all down with water, get all the dirt and stuff off it. And then I just let it sit out here in the sun for a few days till it dries up. And then what my wife likes to do is, once this is dry and these stems kind of start to wilt, is cut the roots off. And then what she does is she braids all the bulbs together into a few different bunches, and then we hang them in the basement with a dehumidifier, and they'll keep all winter long like that. And then also we save the biggest of the bulbs, and those are going to go back in the ground in the fall time, and then we just keep doing that every year, and then we'll pick them again next July. I'm an electrician by trade. I do a lot of industrial stuff, and one of my coworkers is 70 years old, and he is an absolute unit. I mean, you have to be if you're still doing electrical at 70 years old. But he's gardened his whole life, and we chat quite a bit about what we're doing and what we're working on. And one bit of advice that I got from him that I started doing a few years ago was rotating my crops. So this is the garlic bed that I just pulled the garlic out of, and next year it'll rotate, so I kind of keep everything going, I guess, counterclockwise if you're looking at it like this. And he was saying the reason you do that is because each type of crop... Oh, here's a bonus garlic that I missed. Hey? So he's saying each type of crop will actually pull out different types of nutrients from the soil, and you don't want to keep doing the same exact crop every year in the same spot, because it'll deplete certain nutrients in that soil. Here's a tomato plant, so that's a good example. Tomato plant right here. I'm just going to pull that out. It's too late. It's not going to grow anyways. But I had the tomatoes here last year, and because they're heirloom tomatoes, they whatever seeds they drop, those will just come back next year. So I'm just going to clean this bed up, get it ready for the next thing. Bugs, fucking skeeters are coming out now. And I'm going to, I don't know if you can see that, but let's see. There's a little maple there. and I'm just gonna leave that maple where it is because I want it to grow up a little bit, and I'm gonna turn that into bonsai maple. So the maple's actually, I think it's probably 3 houses down from me. There's a huge maple, but the seeds fall into my yard, which I don't mind because I use them anyways. So just gonna get rid of these, go huck them in the compost over here. I'll show you guys that compost another time, but basically it just bunch of old skids that I took from work and just slapped together, and I mix it up every now and then. So I just noticed I've got some zucchinis here, and I could probably let these grow a little bit bigger. I mean, they're still pretty good size, but I'm actually going to pick them now because they're kind of sitting directly in the dirt, and I don't want them to get all buggy. So let's pull some of these guys out. There's one. I'll show you how this guy looks up close, but that's pretty decent. Now the other one's smaller, but like I said, it's kind of right in the mud or in the soil, so we're gonna take that out anyways. It's a little yellow, but I think it'll ripen up. Look at those suckers. And as I walk by, I always like to grab a little raspberry snack. These have been really good this year. Oh, bunch on the ground. Oh yeah. Nice. That guy's good. I'm really trying to keep, it's really hot right now. It's like 30 degrees plus humidity. The air quality is really bad right now. I'm in southern Ontario, but right now there is, we're getting some of the smoke coming in from the north from some wildfires, and it's kind of making its way over here. But anyways, these are the, I made a mistake here of planting too many things in on this trellis. So on the back side I have beans, on the front side I have morning glories, and I really like these morning glories, but the problem is in between the two I planted some moonflower, and they're just getting strangled right out, the moonflower. So I'm just going to cut some of these feelers back because they're really starting to take over. And another problem I have here is the Japanese, I think they're the Japanese water beetles or Japanese beetles, are doing a real number on all these plants here. So a couple days ago I picked up this beetle trap here, and I think it's like $10 or something from Canadian Tire, and actually it's only been here 2 days, and the whole bottom of it's already filled with the beetles. It's kind of gross actually, but I think if you guys are having the same issue, I'll put this little trap in the links below the page here, and if you guys want to snatch one up and you use my link, it gives me a little bit of a commission, so that helps out, and it's totally free to you guys. So what I'm constantly doing here is kind of just trimming off the excess around the moonflowers, giving them a chance to grow, and it's kind of growing up here, but I don't know. I tend to not listen to many people, and usually bites me in the ass, and I end up just learning from my own mistakes. But So you can see here the morning glories. They're closed right now, but like their name, they're open up in the morning, so that's pretty cool. I always come and look at them before. I always come and check them out before work. And then any sapling I find that's growing in the garden, such as these maples here, I pull them out, and I recently started doing a little bit of bonsai. So we'll see how that turns out. I picked up some saplings too from Home Depot and kind of trimmed them back. So I'm trying my hand at that, but again, really not too sure what I'm doing with the bonsai. But hey, it's just learn as you go and make mistakes. This guy here looks a little rough. So I ended up going away on a little family vacation last weekend, and what happened was there was a huge heat wave, and this thing just completely dried out. And I mean, I forgot to water it before I left, but I guess that's my fault. Let me just go grab some snippies. I got the little Fisker boys here again. Now, I mean, this guy should spring back to life here. I'm just going to get rid of all this dead growth. Well, it's not really dead growth. It was luscious growth that I allowed to die. So this whole end seems to be doing okay over here. Jeez, I don't know. I'm just going to kind of give this a haircut right back and give it some really healthy watering. And I don't know if this end's going to be like totally cooked or not, but I guess we'll see. At one point, like, I got back and most of it was brown. This kind of all sprung back to life after I watered it, but I should have cut off the dead stuff, but I was too lazy at the time. So we'll just get rid of this stuff here. And hopefully all this sort of bounces back. Could use some good water too. And while I'm out here, this is sort of my little, well, actually I put this here for my wife. This was tool storage here, but she wanted a little section where she's got a lot of house plants that she cares for, and she wanted a section where she could kind of come out here and replant stuff, or repot, sorry, not replant, but now I also use it for little bonsai projects. Just get rid of all these little dead chunks. And I seem like there's always, oh yeah, there's one in here. He's right above my head. Those black wasps. I don't know if there's a nest somewhere around here, but there's always one. I keep getting rid of them, but there's always one right in this room. Black, I don't know, like royal black wasps or something like that. They're kind of freaky looking. Sketches me out a bit. Wow. I don't think I'm going to hang this back up in the front of the house where it was. I had this hanging out, so if you're walking down the sidewalk, you could see it nice. But it's looking a little ugly. I'm going to give it some water and sort of stick it in the backyard for now. Hopefully it rejuvenates. Petunia. Petunia Ringo Starr. So this is the first year really that I really stayed on top of the tomatoes, and I did a lot of pruning, and it turned out really good. It's very thick. There's quite a bit of tomatoes here. I'll show you that in a minute, but I sort of just kind of went for it, and I pruned back like a shit ton this year, and it really paid off. I also did that little trick. I seen it. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. If you have Instagram and you follow any garden pages, where you actually like plant the whole tomato kind of sideways so that the roots branch out way more. And I pulled one out the other day, and the roots were crazy. Just like the whole bottom of the bed were just all roots. But I'm just kind of pruning off these suckers right now. And at this point, I don't really care to have any more. I really don't care to have any more flower growth. I think there's so much that if all these flowers actually get tomatoes on them, this plant's probably going to come crashing down. And there's just so many right now. But yeah, like I said, I kind of went all out, and as you can see, there's really not too many leaves. Like even these guys can probably come off now anyways too. Take some off the bottom. I like leaving a few big ones just so they can suck up some good amount of sun, but I think, I'm not an expert, by the way. I just kind of do what I just experiment, and then whatever works, I just stick with it. But I think if I get rid of all the bottom growth now at this point, then hopefully it sends more energy into the top of the plants and into the fruit. And like I said, I really haven't been, for me this year, the tomatoes were a bit of an experiment, because last year they were just horrible, and last year I didn't really do anything to them, and it really paid off staying on top of these. Oh, look at that, the morning glories are growing right in. Crash, come here. Psst, psst. This is my kitty. This is my kitty, Crash. Yeah, the cat really enjoys fertilizing the garden, so I guess that's good. And what's nice about that is there's a lot less litter to scoop out inside the house. And honestly, like, I'm really just gonna get rid of a lot of this stuff, and hopefully at this point just put all the energy right into the tomatoes here. Yeah, this one's really bad. This whole back side of it just sort of grew out like crazy, and gonna take some big chunks off this. So, like, I don't care to have that stuff. I really like these little Fiskars snips. I don't know what they're called, but they're really good for just sort of getting right into the V's, so that you can get rid of those suckers. And then for the bigger stuff, like these big branches, I use these guys. These guys are really good too. Corona is the brand. Like, see, there's just this entire, like, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I'm like, that entire branch, there's a couple flowers on it, but it has so many tomatoes on it that at this point may as well just divert the energy back into the tomatoes. Like, again, I'm not an expert, so I just do what I feel or think might be the right thing to do. And if it isn't, then I don't know, I get less tomatoes, I guess, and then I do it again next year. So you can see that's a whole cluster of cherries, little cherry tomatoes. There's one, another big cluster. There's another one. Like, they're just going crazy. These guys, some big boys, I think those are called the beef steak or whatever. I think that's beef steak. There's lots, as you can see. And let's see, there's the kitty cat Crash sniffing on my shoes. Crash. Got some zooks. They're flowering. Oh, there's one in there. Probably can't see it, but whatever. So my phone just gave me a warning saying that it was too hot and it was overheating, and basically to stop what I was doing, even though I was keeping it in the shade as much as I could. So it is getting hot. I think I'm gonna head inside pretty shortly here. So thank you guys for watching. And one thing I want to do is, or I'm going to start doing, is any tools I use that I actually like and think that they're quality, is I'm going to post links to these tools that I personally use down in the description below. And like I mentioned earlier, if there's anything you guys like and you use that link, which is completely free to you, I get a little bit of a commission for it, so that helps me out. Okay guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here, and see ya.